Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron from Growth Generators. Now, in this video, I'm going to be covering the back end of Wix. Now, if you haven't seen already, there's a whole video just before this one. It's about 45 minutes to an hour long, and it covers everything you want to know about the front end of Wix. So that means everything that the customer can see. But the back end is really what you get to see and where you get to either make better judgment calls or, honestly, there's a whole slew of different things. Add more product, shipping, SEO, all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to be covering as much as I possibly can. Figure about an hour long. For me to go through all this kind of stuff. Now, there is a ton of information in here. There's no way I'm going to be able to cover all of it, but subscribe to the channel because we are going to be making videos about every little thing in here, so that way you can be a Wix expert as well. We are a Legend Wix partner, which means we're the highest tier. We've built about 150 websites in the last year or so we know what we're doing. All right, we happen to be pretty good at it, and we take a lot of pride in that. So let's jump into the website here. And once again, this is part number 2. If you haven't seen the front end, definitely go watch that. But if you need to brush up on the back end, this is the video for you. So let's jump into the computer here. Now, we have the exact same website that we used last time. And if you guys want to take a look really quick, we will just do a quick preview of the website. So I just used a template. I just covered how to edit things and stuff like that. Now, I'm not changing anything. I'm not fully building out the website. And the reason why is because if you're building your first website, it's not worth you trying to start from scratch. Use something that pre-exists. So this happens to be the template that we're using and stuff like that. And I added this in here just to show in the last video, but this is the template we're going to be modifying. And you'll have a bunch of stuff in here. You have a blog in here, you have expert reviews, support, newsletter, all that kind of stuff, all came preloaded into this. So pretty cool stuff if you ask me. And then you have your buy now button, right? So this is going to be your store, right? You have your speakers and all that kind of stuff, but I really want to show you guys what's involved in this. Also, these are, I don't know if this is an actual product you can buy, so before anybody asks, I'm not 100% sure. This is just the template from Wix. And this is going to be your back end. You probably won't have the Growth Generators logo on here, but this is going to be your back end. And right when you fire up a website, it's going to be pretty empty. So it's going to be adding your first product, setting up payment methods, set up your business, publish your website, connect a domain, get found on Google. So these are essentially their 6 steps on how to launch your website. And I'm going to go through several of them. Like I can't go through payment methods purely because I can't show my payment stuff. And on top of that, your payment stuff is going to be slightly different than my payment stuff. But first things first, let's add a product. And actually, before we even add a product, I'm not even going to add a product. Let's go through your dashboard here. So right here, you have all of your quick buttons, we'll call them. So quick buttons are going to be, you have your store products, right? You have your store orders, incoming orders, your forum. So in this template, it happens to have a forum. And you can always add a forum on any of the websites out there. Then you have blog, right? Blogs are super important for driving traffic. You have customer management. So they have a good bit of a CRM in here. Now, Ascend, a free version comes with Wix. Any of the paid automations and things like that, ranges between, I want to say $9, and I actually covered it in the last video. I think it was like $9 up to about $40 per month. You have your inbox, form submissions, form automations, workflows, all that kind of good stuff. You have marketing and SEO, analytics and reports, finances, settings, apps, and content manager. And we're going to be covering as many of these as possible. Now, what I would say is before you do anything, before you start getting into the super technical stuff and all that kind of jazz, the first thing that you should be doing is adding products and things like that, clearing up this first. Now, I got to give Wix a lot of credit. Wix does a really good job at saying like, hey, these are the bare necessities. You got to go do them, because without that, your website is purely going to fail. So let's just go add a product really quick. And I wanted to show you guys how to add some products in here because this is really important. Now, it comes with preloaded products. You can import. So if you have a template with products in there, go use this. Save yourself time, right? If you're drop shipping, go ask your manufacturer for an Excel sheet. Typically, that Excel sheet is going to have a bunch of different variables on there. If you have trouble importing it, you might have to do some reformatting, but if you have trouble importing it, please let us know. But that's essentially it. If you want to export, you can export all your products. And if you want to rearrange the order of your products, you can do that as well. Pretty self-explanatory in that regard. From here, you can always select products, right? And you can either add collection, set visibility, export, delete, and then other, add info section, apply a discount, right? So if you want to discount a whole section of products, that's a way to do it. On top of that, you can always duplicate, delete products right from here, or just change the visibility of one product. Next, you're going to hit add new product. And now this gives you the ability to do 2 different things. So you can either do a digital product, so an ebook, or maybe it's a book that you wrote, or whatever it may be, a digital file. Maybe it's a lookup table for Adobe. It doesn't, music, whatever it may be. You could sell digital files on here, or you can sell physical products. So in this case, we're going to use physical because a lot of people happen to use physical products. And we're just going to name this water bottle. Next, we can add an image. So in here, we can add an image. It's going to give you the option to upload images. Obviously, you're going to want to upload images, whether or not you're getting them from Alibaba or another source, or you're working with a local manufacturer, or you're making them yourself. If you are making them yourself, please hire a professional photographer or ask a friend who happens to know a good bit about photography. Professional photos or high quality product photos can make or break sales. I promise you guys that. I see it time and time again. In this case, I'm just going to type in water bottle, and we are going to pull up, I like this water bottle. This is a cool looking water bottle. We'll add it to the page. And then now you could add other images in here. So if you have 4, 5, 6 images, you can add those images in here. You would also be able to create a collection. So if I was selling activewear, right, maybe I do bottles, and I can add this as a collection in here. And now it's going to be part of that bottle collection. Now we can name this blue water bottle. Ribbon. Now this is if you want something to say it on top. So like new arrival. I hope that's how you spell new arrival. I apologize if it's not. Now this water bottle happens to be, I don't know, we'll say $17, $17.99. It's not on sale, and show price per unit. You don't have to do this. This is more of like, let customers see based on price per yard, fabric, things like that. So if you're buying, like yarn is a good one, or fabric. Basically, if you're buying in bulk, you may want to do that. It'll probably make your life a little easier. Now you're going to add a description, BPA free water bottle. Right, and then you could add any info sections in here. So those info sections can cover the gamut, whatever you want it to be. If it's tech specs, if it's dimensions, if it is carrying capacity, anything basically extra, right? So let's just use a car, for example. And no, not everybody's going to be selling cars on Wix, although we have built auto dealerships on Wix. But in here, you might want to have the tech specs or the fuel economy, or maybe it's the drivetrain, and maybe each one of those is a different area. So maybe it's powertrain, maybe it's four-wheel drive, maybe it's or driving features, or maybe it's luxury packages, whatever it is. And then you could add your own description in here. For this case, I'm not going to be adding any of those just because it's going to get a little too complicated. Any custom text allow your customers to personalize the product. So if you sell on Etsy, or you can really customize your products, this would be the place to do it. Now you have product options. Product options is obviously pretty important. Sizes, colors. So if I had this water bottle, right, and I knew I sold this water bottle in 6 different colors, this is the area that you're going to add it. So maybe it's colors, right? And we could add colors here. And let's just say blue. And it actually can give you the specific specs of the color. So maybe it's blue, right? And maybe we'll do, I don't know, red. And then we'll do green for easy stuff here. Gonna click add. Customize. So you can custom. All right. So this is what it's telling you is you can customize each variant. So if there is a different price for each color or whatever it may be, you could keep adding those in here. It's basically telling you like, hey, small shirts. If there's a double XL, triple XL, quadruple XL, whatever sizes people wear, maybe those cost different amounts, right? So if I want to add another option, maybe it's, I don't know, large, size, large. Now you can hit either comma or enter. You can hit add and then manage prices and inventory. So this is really cool. So if you wanted to charge more money, right? This is they're all $17.99, but maybe reds cost, I don't know, $1 more, right? So now it's $18.99. And a blue one is, or better yet, a large red is going to be, I don't know, $5 more, right? Large blue is going to be $5 more, and maybe these are $17.99. Whatever it may be, right? You're going to add SKUs. Please use SKUs correctly. It is a nightmare if you don't use SKUs correctly. It could just, once you start to get into the 50 to 100 product range, SKUs will make your life a lot easier. There are plenty of videos out there for SKUs and how to make SKUs, but especially if you're ordering products from another manufacturer, please get their SKUs. It'll make your life so much easier down the road. Anyone that doesn't use SKUs, it's inevitable that something bad is going to happen, because then you're trying to match, hey, what is this to this, right? Hey, I need this many water bottles from my manufacturer. These are the SKUs. One of this, one of this, one of this, one of this. And they know what to do, right? In stock, out of stock, pretty self-explanatory. Shipping weight, if they're heavy, right? Or maybe you need to calculate shipping. Maybe it's $15. You can also track inventory in here. So if you have 5, maybe you have 4, or better yet 3, 1, and 7 left in here. And you could hit apply. Now it's going to give you all of these, and if you want to create a subscription, so subscription boxes, this is where you're going to go for those subscription boxes. You create a subscription, you get a new one every single month. Whatever it may be, that's how you would do it. And then ultimately, you're just going to hit save. If you want to create a coupon, I can cover this later on, but if you're going to create a coupon, create a promo video, send an email campaign, share a product, or edit SEO settings, this is all would be done here. And then if you're going to do fulfillment, this is where you'd add fulfillment, choose who's packing and shipping the product. You'd have to add your manufacturer on here if that's the case. And now, look, congratulations, right? You got 5 more steps to go. We've added one real product, right? Easy0001 is not a real product. So let's go to get paid. And in here, you're going to have a couple different options. It literally walks you through step by step. So we're going to confirm, right? Business is located in the United States. So PayPal, I always recommend PayPal. People love paying with PayPal. Manual payments. If you're delivering a product in hand or something like that, or somebody wants to order online and pick them in store, manual payments is fine. Accept credit and debit cards with Wix, obviously, is always a good thing, right? You're going to follow this. They don't allow you to sell tobacco and alcohol, firearms, weapons, adult content, medical products, financial products, travel agencies, gambling, binary options, cryptocurrencies, and marketplaces. And this will give you a list of things. Now, I will tell you just from personal experience, pre-workout supplements and workout supplements in general typically get flagged by this. It's not a big deal. You just have to go with a third-party vendor. Yes, I do connect with another provider. No, I do not continue with Wix payments, right? So if you sell it, they just basically want to say, hey, who do you use? And then you're going to follow this whole tutorial. I'm really not going to go through this just because it's pretty self-explanatory here. And then you have Afterpay, Affirm, point of sale, Pinwheel, Sezzle, Alipay, third-party credit card providers. See options down here. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory when it comes to this kind of stuff. But that's payments. You have to go through payments in there. Once again, I can't do this because this is on a tutorial here. And then set up shipping. So set up regions. And this is going to say like, hey, do you offer shipping throughout the rest of the world or not? Right? If you do, then just leave. If you do, leave both of them open. If you don't, then, turn it off. Edit shipping rules. So this is going to be where you're going to offer shipping, right? Free shipping. Estimated delivery time, 5 days. Rate. If you know that a package, costs, if a package takes for, a week to get there, or however much it's going to be, like you can go and modify all these. They're pretty self-explanatory, USPS calculated. I typically recommend to my clients, figure out how much it's going to be to ship from you to the farthest state. Disregard Alaska. Disregard Alaska and Hawaii. Not that I don't love them, but they are usually excessively far, and sometimes it might be better off biting the bullet or telling the customer, hey, you got to charge a little more, or adding another shipping option for those 2 states. But, for where I was in Long Island, I knew it was like $10 to ship a 1-pound package to California. So I would just write $10 in there, standard shipping, standard 2-day, right? 2 days, $10. That's how much I knew it was. It was 2 business days. Offer free shipping when a customer buys over a certain amount. That's really cool. So if you know they buy over $100 worth of stuff, you can do that right there. Add a handling fee to every order, right? Some people choose to do this if it's a lot of work, whatever it may be. I'm not going to tell you guys how to run your businesses on here, but then you have local delivery, local pickup. We're not going to be covering those. And then you hit save, right? Boom, shipping's done. I'm not going to do international shipping. Quite honestly, we just don't have that much experience with international shipping. I do know that there's a lot more of a process that you need to go through. And honestly, I'm giving you guys a pro tip right now. I have a friend of mine who did international shipping. If you're going to do international shipping, call DHL or FedEx or US or UPS and tell them that you're looking to sell X amount of products overseas. So whatever that may be, if you're in the United States selling in Europe, or if you're in Europe selling to the United States or anywhere else in the world, and tell them how many pieces you're planning on shipping every single month, all right, where those pieces are typically going to go, and negotiate a better rate. This is a pro tip that I'm giving you right now. They will work with you. They will give you a massive discount on international shipping, and chances are pretty good once you get that title. If you have any issues or you need support from them, you make a quick call and you're flagged as a priority member. So do yourself a favor. I just gave you guys some great insight. Also, if you're shipping a lot of stuff, call them anyway, and you could set all that kind of stuff up through here. I'm not going to be covering that, but this is a pro tip. You can save a ton of money on shipping and make a little extra margin when you sell products, right? So maybe it's free shipping that you're offering, or if it's not free shipping, maybe it's $10 and you can get it for $5. That's an extra $5 per package, right? And maybe every once in a while you need to ship it, with another carrier and you don't get the discount. That's how it makes up for it. So it's not unethical, because every once in a while, hey, maybe you can't get there. with FedEx or USPS or, UPS, whatever that is. But that's a pro tip for you if you're looking to save a lot of money in shipping. I never told any of you that. But that's literally how you do it. Call them up, they'll help you out. And that's it. Shipping rules, done. I mean, it's that simple. Back to your dashboard in here. And now it's going to say publish your site, right? So I'm not going to publish my site, but literally all you do is click publish, connect a domain. So this is where it gets a little complicated. You can come in here, you can connect a domain. You can either buy a new domain, right? If you sign up for a year, you get your domain for free, or connect a domain you already own, right? It's going to tell you to upgrade. You're going to have to upgrade. That's why I'm not going to show you guys this, just because there's literally no reason for me to upgrade, but it's pretty self-explanatory on how to do it. You're going to type in the domain that you already own after you upgrade, and it's going to say, hey, do you have this on GoDaddy or, Namecheap or whatever platform you decide to use, and it's all done right there. So that is the easiest way to do it. It's super, super simple. If you have an issue, leave a comment down below. Reach out to us directly, growth-generators.com, or reach out to Wix support. Typically, we get better support because we are a partner, so might help you out. And honestly, if it takes us 5 minutes, we're probably not even going to charge you for it. After you set up your domain, you're going to go in and get found on Google. Also pretty self-explanatory. It's going to tell you what you need to do as far as how to get yourself set up. Now, if you're a customer of ours and you're already watching this, you've already been set up on Google. We already submitted it, so that way Google's already indexing you and you're getting the most value out of it. So Google's trying to get you traffic and things like that. Shouldn't say it's trying, but it knows that you're there and will send you traffic as it sees fit. Now that we've covered the basics here, I want to just go through and kind of cover some of these. So we have products. Obviously, we went through products. We have inventory, right? So we have inventory, how many are in here, right? If you're not carrying inventory and you know that the manufacturer that you're working with always has the products, you could just keep in stock on. But if you have, or you're ordering the products yourself, so maybe it's Yeti tops or bottle tops or anything like that, keep in mind, just have, if you buy 100 of them, put in 100. So that way as people buy, you know that, oh, I'm getting low on inventory. Let me order a new set. Then you have collections. So you should see on here water bottles, right? Bottles. There it is, right? There's the water bottle that we made. That's your collection. So if it's bottles and we're selling activewear, maybe it's backpacks, maybe it's, shorts, maybe it's pants, maybe it's shirts. Those are all different collections, because you don't want somebody to just go to your store and see everything, right? You do want them to do that if they click on that one button. But other than that, you don't want them to be bombarded with everything. So you definitely want to create collections and things like that. Here's how to find some products if you want to sell something. So you have Printful, Modalist on here, and then looking for others. Go on here, view more. Printful is great for printing things. Modalist is great for apparel, jewelry, all things like that. So the reason why you would want to do this, one, if you think about it, hey, you can run really good Facebook ads, or you drive a lot of traffic with your blog. That would be why you would want to sell on here. And it's just a great avenue to add different things. So if you want to sell apparel or anything like that, Printful is a phenomenal source. Highly, highly recommend. We do a lot of stuff with Printful. Next, you have your store orders. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. All your new orders are going to be coming in here. It's going to say upgrade now because we obviously don't have an e-commerce plan. And abandoned cart. I definitely recommend, if you're doing this, to spend some time in abandoned cart. This is an email that'll be sent out if they put in their email address to them that says like, hey, by the way, you forgot to buy our products. Come check it out, or come back and visit, or here's a 10% off coupon. These are all certain things. I'm definitely going to be making a YouTube video on abandoned carts because there is a lot of money in abandoned carts out there. Next, you have your posts and your forums. This is all going to be, your posts. So Harrison Barron, right? And you might have other posts from other people. Obviously, this is not a real website. Ask a question, start a discussion. I mean, this is all pretty self-explanatory here. Give this a post. Give this post title. There you go. You can add it. It's just like a blog layout for the most part. And then in here, you'll also see categories. So categories is great. Smart homes, gadgets, energy solution devices. You can add as many categories as you want. So if you have a tech-focused thing, maybe it's headphones or apparel, better yet, if it's water bottles, or maybe it's fitness, or whatever that would be involved. Next is going to be your blog. I highly recommend starting a blog. Doesn't matter what business you're in. Blogs are a great way to drive tons and tons of traffic. I'm not going to pull up any right now, but trust me, a blog will bring you tons of traffic. Just start writing and learn SEO as time goes on. You will do yourself such a favor. You have your published in here, create new blog, just looks just like the forum post, right? You have add a catchy title, start writing here. They revamped this a good bit, which I'm very happy about. So you have image gallery, video, GIF, divider, HTML, file, right? Spend some time on here. You have your settings on here, display image, publish date, who the author is, advanced features. excerpt, related posts, SEO, any SEO related stuff in here. This is typically where you're going to write the title of it and your description of it. This is what Google is going to show out. Do not skip this step because writing content and not filling this out does nothing for your website. If there's anything that you get from this video, let it be this. Add an SEO title, SEO description. You could add categories. So if you want to group a bunch of blogs together, that's how you would do that. And tags, very similar type thing. Sell subscriptions. This is actually really cool. This is something that's pretty unique to them. So if you want to sell subscriptions to your blog, maybe you are teaching how to do, how to make water bottles, how to do security, how to build computers, whatever that may be, that can all be done in here. So people can actually pay for access to your blog. And then other than that, they have Translate. Honestly, haven't messed around too much with Translate. Oh, where'd it go? So it's just going to convert whatever it can into a different language if it's up there. Obviously, there's nothing up here, so it's not going to translate anything. Then you have your drafts. If there's anything sitting in drafts, you can create a new post, leave it in drafts. You have your scheduled. I always recommend, if you're going to run a ton of content in a day, schedule it out so it's not 5 blogs in one day. And then your trash, right? Typically, this will delete after a certain period of time of it sitting in here. And then once it's in there, after a certain period of time, it's gone forever. And then you can manage your categories. Pretty self-explanatory here. What blogs go into what category and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty easy. I definitely recommend using a blog. No doubt about it. Now, Ascend by Wix, this is something they're constantly working on. This is a new rollout that they've had in the more recent years. Manage all your customers in one place. I'm not going to cover too much on this just because it's a lot of information, and we'll probably end up creating another video about this, but know that it's here. It's your CRM, right? You have your contacts in here. If you want to import any contacts, add new contacts, right? Send a thank you email, send welcome emails to subscribers, greet new visitors. This is where you would do a lot of your automations, anything like that, any invoices that you might have, right? This is kind of where you can do all of this kind of stuff. Now, I happen to actually really, really like this platform in this regard. If you're using this, it doesn't negate QuickBooks, but it'll make your life pretty easy in that kind of stuff, especially when you integrate it correctly. Talk to your accountant, especially if you're making sales. It's going to just make your accountant's life a lot easier and your life a lot easier down the road. And once again, we can take a look at the upgrade plans here, so that way you can know the price. But there it is. So it's free for some things, $10 up to about $50 a month for unlimited. Basically everything. Get a personalized chat box, right? All that good stuff. Now, is it the best thing in the world? It's up to you. If you already have a preferred program, then I highly recommend using those preferred programs. However, this is really like where you could go in, mess around with it, and all that kind of stuff. You could really run a lot of sales through here. I highly recommend, if you're going to start getting customers, or when you do start getting customers, please email them once a week. You're sleeping on a ton of money if you don't do that. Marketing and SEO. This is going to be a pretty in-depth area here, but this is going to give you a bunch of information. So get found on Google. So you could go through this whole thing. I'm not going to run through it just because it's Wix's SEO plan. We do a bunch of stuff here that's very different than their Wix SEO plan. We have some crazy success with it. I'm very happy with that. But for the basics, for anybody watching this video, this is going to do a phenomenal job at helping you get found on Google. You can create an email campaign on here, offer coupons, share a social post, integrate more tools, right? This is pretty much the back end. This is your marketing home, right? Here's your templates. You have email visitors, right? Send a thank you, send a welcome message. Here is, more social posts. You have promotional videos. You have all of your marketing tools in here. Get found on Google, SEO tools, social posts, right? Basically everything in here is going to be down here. So whatever you choose to use, just know that this is where you can go and get them. Next, we're going to do get found on Google. And we have Wix has the best SEO for your website. Debatable. But anyway, you would go through here. It's pretty simple as far as this kind of stuff goes, right? We'll just do Harrison's tech site. No, it's online only. Add up 3 words. Technology, gadgets, computers. You typically want to add about 3 of them. If you use one word, it gives you a little more restrictions on it. And it's creating your plan. So it's really trying to crawl all of these different things, and it comes up with a plan, right? So set your homepage's title for search, go through here, right? It's going to tell you how to do it, right? Computers, Harrison's tech site. It wants you to use one of the words, right? Technology, gadget. I would use gadget sales or tech sales or something like that. And you're going to follow along with this, right? It's going to show you menus and pages. Choose page. Click on the SEO, Google, paste text. There's a whole nother video on this channel about how to do all of this. I highly recommend go checking it out because that's on there. And typically it just gives you like the more basic stuff. Optimize your pages for SEO, right? It's going to tell you what you missed on all of your pages, and it does a pretty good job. Now, is it the best in the world? No. If you know what you're doing with SEO, it's a good starting spot for sure. And then keep improving your SEO. It's just going to tell you how to keep improving it, right? Honestly, SEO is really two things. One, make sure your website doesn't load really slow, and make sure the on-page stuff is decent, right? So on-page, making sure you have at least one H1, 2 or 3 H2s, 4 or 5, depending on how many you actually need, but between 1 and 5 H3s, H4s, H5s, H6s, right? That's really it. Number 2 is write really good content. Think about the questions that people ask you all the time and go write content on that. That is SEO in a nutshell. I wish I was kidding, but it is that easy. I mean, it's not that easy, but that is the general premises of it. SEO tools, you have your SEO patterns, site verification, URL redirect manager, sitemaps, robot.txt, file editor, get found on Google. I'm going to be doing a whole video on how to do SEO. Well, I shouldn't even say I'm going to be doing. There is a whole video on this channel on how to do Wix SEO. Go check that out. Next is email marketing. If you choose to use Wix for email marketing, I mean, these are all pretty self-explanatory. Create your first email. So this is going to be your email layout. It's very similar to MailChimp, if you've ever used MailChimp before. But look, you're going to be able to add text. Little slow, thank you. And you can just add a catchy header, right? This is lagging way more than it normally does. Add your text here, right? There it goes. It's getting up to speed now. And you could just, you want something super catchy in the beginning. You want to deliver value in every single one. Give them an option to go back to your stuff, created by a send, right? If you pay for a send, you get free, you don't have to worry about the branding. Share on social media, right? Check out my website, your street address that's required by law to send emails out. And that's really it. Add recipients, right? If we're going to go next. And you'll see all your recipients. So Dan Smith, demo, Kate Jones, and myself. You could do all, right? Demo label, any members in here. Show all, only show active members versus inactive members if you want to show everybody. Import contacts, manage contacts, and all that kind of stuff. Pretty simple. And then you're going to hit, publish and send. And then that's it. You're pretty much done. You just want to make sure that it looks good, it reads good, and then you can hit publish and it'll send that out. And that's really it. Obviously, I'm not going to send it out because I don't, I'll get an email in my inbox. And then you get 5,000 emails per month. A send limited plan, right? So it's your free plan. That is one of the limitations of this. There are some limits for the free stuff, but it has a lot of stuff in here, honestly. Instagram and Facebook ads, if you plan to run them. Apparently, Wix has really, really good Facebook and Instagram ads. Honestly, we haven't used them. We typically just run them in-house. We just like it that way. There's way more control. But I do know a couple people that rave about their Instagram and Facebook ads. I would definitely give it a shot. Go spend a couple $100 on it and see what happens. If you get a great return, awesome. If you don't get a great return, then you know that, hey, you shouldn't do this. Google My Business, also pretty self-explanatory. If you've ever used Google My Business, you're going to hit start now. Wants you to get a domain. You're going to have to follow the whole tutorial. There's a lot of limitations on here because obviously I'm not on a paid plan here. But I just want to show you guys, this is everything that you can do on your website. Social posts. So create your first social post. It's going to give you a bunch of different options to pick from in here. So check it out, right? Edit template, edit template, edit template. New post. It's just if you've ever used Canva or PicMonkey or any of those, things, did I not select it? There it goes. There it is, right? Perfect. You're going to hit next, preview and share. And now here's where it's going to say hey, you can't post this unless you hook up your Facebook and Instagram account. Boom, there it is. And then you just have to go in and connect it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's cool. There's actually a lot of tools out there that don't actually give you this functionality. So the fact that you have this functionality is huge. Connect it. I mean, I know a lot of people that run really successful businesses purely on Wix, and I love that because it stops you from like piecemealing a bunch of different programs together, depending on what you're looking to do. If you're an agency, having one specific program for only social posts is going to be a lot better than having one program per customer for this. It'll make your life a lot easier having one program for many customers. Video Maker, honestly, I haven't used it. I usually don't recommend online video makers. It's just going to make your life a lot easier to edit on your own computer. If you want to go check this out, I highly recommend it. I will say, though, if you do need free videos or free images, Pexels is a great spot to go check out free videos and photos in here. So you have users, right? And then you have your videos up here. And let's just let that load really quick. And this is, I mean, these are all royalty-free images. You can use these anywhere you want online. No restrictions or anything like that. That's the whole point of this website. But these are all videos, right? So it's just people looking at their phone, right? People dancing. I mean, it's cool. There's a lot of stuff on here. I just happen to do social media. That was something I was searching earlier. And then any coupons. This is great. So what I always recommend people to do is if you do start a new website, especially an e-commerce website, put a lightbox on there, ask for an email, and give them a 10 or 20% off coupon on their first order. Get those email addresses. Email addresses are the cheapest way to market to people. I have tons of videos on them. Please go check them out. They will literally help you grow your business a lot. Add a new coupon in here. I'll show you exactly what you have to do. So you have your discount, discount amount, discount percent, free shipping, sale price, and then buy X, get Y free. So if you buy a blue water bottle, you get a red one free or whatever it is. Pretty cool stuff. So, you know, whatever fits your needs, if you want to do a certain time period, apply to, right, specific products, specific collection, blue water bottles. There it is. Current price, $17.99. Buy 5, get 1 free. And the system will actually know how to do all of this, right? Summer is coming, right? Coupon name, summer is coming, perfect. Valid between, right? I want to make sure that that this is only valid until, I don't know, June 1st when summer starts, right? Schools are getting out, even though everybody's working from home right now and going to school at home. Limit the number of uses for this coupon, right? So, yes, I want to limit that to maybe it's 100, right? And it'll say set a limit for a number of times this coupon can be used, 100 times. Limit 1 per customer, right? So if you don't want it, if you want to just do 1 per customer, there it is. Buy 5, get 1 free. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. All these discounts are very much so similar. Discount price, apply to, right, your specific item. Include subscriptions or don't include subscriptions, limit 1 per customer. Discount, limit 1 per customer, right? So this could be like welcome 20. Always put the number in there. It's just a good way to remember it. 20%, apply to. You can do all products, like thank you so much. Apply only to the lowest priced item. Apply to every relevant item in the order, right? So if they buy $1,000 worth of stuff, they get 20% off everything. That's exactly what that's saying. Include subscriptions. Maybe you do want to include a subscription. And then, right, welcome 20. I just realized I spelled that wrong. I apologize. And then limit the number of coupons. So maybe it's, you know, the first 100 people or whatever it may be. There you go, right? Then you could create coupon, and then that coupon code will then be made, and you've saved this coupon. So there you go. You can share it out with people, edit, duplicate, reactivate, right? Welcome 20 is the code, 20% off. There it is. I mean, it's cool. If you're in the middle of running it and you're losing money, you could always hit delete coupon or anything like that. You can create, I think, 100 coupons, if I remember correctly. It may be more now. Any marketing integrations. So if you have a CRM, other platform, anything like that, this is where your marketing integrations would come into play. Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, Google Tag Manager, Vendex Metrica, Facebook Catalog, Google Ads, ads.txt, and then you have all of your app marketplace in here. So whatever it is that you choose to use, Pixel Conversions, Clevio, I can never say that right. Pretty popular platform. I prefer HubSpot, Google Ads and Shopping, Mailmunch, Forms. I mean, this is it, right? Prove, Source, Social Proof, HubSpot for SmartSync.io. I mean, these are all really, really good platforms. Highly recommend all of them. Now, I don't particularly like the Logo Maker. Pro tip, if you are going to spend some money or if you're thinking about getting the Logo Maker, honestly, go on Fiverr, Fiverr.com. I'll actually pull it up here. You're probably better off getting a logo made by them. Now, I'm not saying don't go make a logo, but if you wanted to, you can go in here, right, and type in logo, and you're going to get a ton of different people. Go find a style that you really like, let them know, give them as much information as possible. So it doesn't really matter what it is, just give them as much information as possible. And you could see like starts at 100, starts at 85, starts at 35, starts at 30. There's a bunch of different things in here. This is not a Fiverr tutorial, but I would definitely recommend going on Fiverr. There's a lot of really talented people on there, and they really just want to help you and get you the best thing possible. So this is my logos. I really haven't used it yet, but love the look, right? Cyrus Clothing. And these are just two of the people that have purchased logos under our accounts. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Pretty cool stuff. Then you have business cards and more. Once again, you're probably better off going like Vistaprint. This is going to be purchased and stuff like that through Printful. I'm not going to go through this because chances are pretty good you're probably not going to do this. And then you have your DevTools triggered emails. So this is pretty interesting. It's a little more technical when it comes to this kind of stuff. And then you have your sales channels, Amazon, eBay, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not going to cover those just because, I mean, that's another hour-long stuff. But one day, when this loads, there it is. So create your email, right? Start with the basic template, dynamic variables, then get published. If you see that little schedule thing, that's because my Tailwind app is activated, and I don't believe I can turn it off at the moment. Tailwind is used for Pinterest, by the way. That's why we have a pretty active Pinterest account. And that's it. I mean, that's literally everything on here as far as this kind of stuff goes. Then you have your analytics and reporting. Now, the traffic analytics is actually pretty good. I prefer Google Analytics. It just shows you so much more information, where people are coming from, where people are going. This is going to give me a 0 traffic overview because there is no traffic because the website's not live. It's probably also going to give me 0 sale info because there's no sales being made because the website's not live. But this would just be full of information on here based on like all that kind of stuff that you would normally see if you're making sales, if you're getting traffic, right? Once again, this is a test website. We're not getting that. No people to report. There's probably no, oh, look at this. This is giving us reports and things like that. This is where you would go look at it. So traffic over time. Definitely recommend, if you don't know Google Analytics, go check this out. It is pretty cool. It's a great way to look at all this kind of stuff. There is a video on here, Google Analytics and Google Search Console, how to use them and how to understand them. Highly recommend going and check those out. It's just going to give you way better data than this will. This is great at a glance, but if you really want to take the time to understand where your customers are coming from, how they're getting there, where are they going on your website, those are going to be the best places to go. Any insights, benchmarks, alerts, email updates. This is totally new. These new analytics. This used to never be there a couple months ago. They've recently overhauled it. Insights. This is all going to be vacant information just because this is a test site. There's no information on here. Any payments, right? Payments. Manage your payment methods. This is all pretty self-explanatory. I think I went through like the meat and potatoes of everything. Price quotes, if you want to create a quote for somebody. Most people aren't going to be doing that, but if you do, I mean, they are very straightforward. It's pretty hard to mess these up. Any invoices, any financial integrations that you may want to do. QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Bridge by Parax, Xero Bridge by Parax. Parax is just an integration company, but QuickBooks Online, having it added is great, especially if you are working with a accountant and things like that. Last but not least, I'm not going to cover apps. Apps is pretty much the exact same thing it was in the first video. It's just an app marketplace where you can go get apps. Now, I would recommend everyone who's watching this, go through your settings. Every single one. I'm not going to go through these right now because there's so many of them. Right, you have store tax, XA payments, store shipping. We've already went through a lot of these already, but order email notifications. How do you want to be notified? Store policies. This is all stuff that is going to be website specific. So for me to spend a lot of time going through how you could use these, it's just, I don't want to waste your time. It wouldn't be fair to you guys. But in here, you could do that. Once again, I don't recommend getting your mailbox through them. If you're going to do it, go to G Suite or Google Workplace. Now I think it's Workplace or Workforce now, or Office 365. They are phenomenal. They're about the same price, but being able to be the admin on the account is so much easier than having to deal with Wix support if something does go wrong. They're resellers of Google, I believe, if I remember correctly. And that's really it. I mean, that's literally the whole back end of the entire website. You have apps, you have content marketing, but I would highly, highly, highly recommend going through all of this information because it's all really, really important information for your stuff, right? Just, you don't have to understand custom code, but know that it's there, right? Know that the site history is there, privacy and cookies, release manager, site monitoring. This is going to be very different from every website. There's no amount of time that I could possibly spend on here that's going to, wildly change your business. Every business that uses Wix is always slightly different. So you going line by line by line is only going to help you understand this, understand your website, understand what you need to do. I hope this video helps. My goal is to really just teach people how to use Wix, how to make it successful, how to be profitable, learning the basics, right? There's always deeper and deeper tiers in a lot of this kind of stuff. But if at least you walk away with this and you say, hey, I know how to use this, or this is a 40-minute refresher on how to use Wix and everything I need to know about Wix's back end, that's a win for me, right? How to create a product, we covered that. I mean, literally every single thing it's broken down into. Now, I will be probably creating smaller videos on a lot of these different areas, so that way you can learn, in-depth areas such as SEO, maybe it's product creation, things like that, things to think about that might make you more successful. So stay tuned, hit subscribe on this channel, because you might not want to miss that. And if you want to help the Wix community, hit the like button, because it does help the YouTube algorithm. And that's really it, guys. Little notification bell. You will literally get notified every time we release a video. And if you want to improve your Wix and really kind of take it to the next level, I highly recommend it. It's probably good for you, right? If you guys enjoyed all this, or you guys want to hire out our ad agency, if you need help with anything, please visit the link in the YouTube thing, or visit us, growth-generators.com. We'd be happy to help you guys. Other than that, my name is Harrison Barron from Growth Generators. We'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys found a ton of value in this. And if you did, please leave a comment down below. We'd love to know about it. Other than that, take care.